God bless you as you listen to His word. I'm here to speak on the sacrament of penance and the sacrament of reconciliation. This period of Lent is so special to us because Lent itself is a period we are all expected to participate in the sacrament of penance and the sacrament of reconciliation. This sacrament involves the forgiveness of sins committed by the faithful after baptism. This forgiveness brings in reconciliation with God and reconciliation with man. During Lent, we are expected to be free from sins and be cleansed of all iniquities to become holy. Even outside of the period of Lent, same disposition is required. It is therefore important to note that confession of sin is not just a common flag business, but a real and serious business with God. Before we can confess our sins to the priests, we must prepare ourselves with firm purpose of amendment before absolution by the priest for the grave sins to enable reconciliation with our God and with our neighbor, with our church and with our community. Why? It is simply because every sin has a communitarian dimension. Confession of sin can be done in different ways, by kneeling or by sitting or by standing. It has a traditional way, which is however not compulsory. It is the use of specially constructed confessional that shields or covers the priest from the penitent. This is for the purpose of creating more conducive environment that eliminates familiarity as much as possible. For this sacrament of penance to be validly celebrated, the penitent must confess all mortal or grave sins. This is because if the penitent knowingly conceals any mortal or grave sins, then the confession is invalid and the penitent incurs a grave sin described as a sacrilege. If the penitent forgets to confess a mortal or grave sin in confession, the sacrament is valid and the sin will be forgiven because it was not deliberate. However, at his own honest confession, the forgotten sin must be confessed if he remembers it or remembers them. We go to confession to say we are sorry to God for the wrong, for the sins in our lives, and to experience God's healing forgiveness. There are 5 stages or steps we need to take note of in going for this confession. Number 1, we must have examination of conscience. Number 2, we must be involved in what is described as sincere sorrow for sins committed. Number 3, we must do confession of the sins to the priest. Number 4, we must have what we call resolution to amend our lives. Number 5, doing penance given to us by the priest after the confession. As we make effort to confess our sins this period of Lent, especially before Easter, may God grant all of us peace, and may the sins be forgiven, and may we be better prepared to salvage our lives, make our families better, and make our society better. Thank you for listening, and may God bless you all.